everyone, it's Sami from Sami's Sweet Life, and recently I did a 30 days of Apple Fitness Plus and also 30 days of Peloton. So I used just the Peloton app. I don't have an actual bike or tread, which is their treadmill. I don't have either one. I just used a couple of weights, a couple of yoga blocks. Everything else was just body weight based. I have a lot of things I want to say about both apps. I did a very detailed video on each app if you want more specifics on each app and how it went for me as a couch potato. I'm well into my 3rd month of exercising now, and I think it's a complete game changer, complete life changer. I crave the exercise. I look forward to the exercise. I love closing my rings. I do have an Apple Watch, which you cannot see, Apple Watch. And I really like the exercising, and I'm going to continue to stick with it. This beginning part's kind of a follow-up. I did end up signing up for the Apple Fitness Plus after my free trial. I did the 30-day free trial, and then I did 30 days of Peloton, so I didn't sign up then. And as soon as my 30 days of Peloton was up, like the next day or the day right after that, I signed up for the Apple Fitness Plus. I did sign up for the year, so it's $7.99 for the year or $9.99 per month. And so you get a little bit of a discount if you sign up for the full year. I went ahead and signed up for it. I loved it. When I was doing the Peloton, there were things I missed about the Apple Fitness. I just really liked their yoga and I really liked their HIIT. So those were the 2 main reasons I signed up for it. And then as far as the Peloton app, my 60-day free trial ran out yesterday and I am signed up monthly now. So I'm keeping both. I use both almost every day. The Peloton app I have been using every single day, and the Apple Fitness Plus I use most days, not every single day. I don't do the yoga every single day, but I do it most days, probably 5 to 6 days a week. And so this video is not really going into that part of it. That was just the background information. This video is comparing and contrasting the 2 apps. They are both fitness apps, but they are very different. They have very different features, and I want to walk through. I'm going to show some screen caps. I'm going to show some videos side by side to show you guys what the different apps look like. I'm going to go really detailed in this video, so it might be a little bit long, but I'm going to go over the main overarching points first, and then I'm going to walk detail by detail and walk you through each app. So the first thing to note is they do have very similar categories, but some of the categories are a little bit different. So I'm going to walk through the Apple Fitness Plus categories. You have HIIT, yoga, core, strength, treadmill, cycling, rowing, dance, and mindful cool down, which is a little bit of stretching and a little bit of meditation. And then the Peloton app has a different way of categorizing. They have strength, yoga, cardio, meditation, running, outdoor, which is just audio based. And so it involves running and walking just outside. And so it's just an audio-based thing. They have cycling, stretching, tread boot camp, which is a treadmill workout, and then you do some sort of other strength training things off of the treadmill or stopped on the treadmill. And they also have bike boot camp, which is the same kind of thing. You do some cycling and then you do some other exercises, and they call it boot camp, and then walking, and that is treadmill walking. Same with the running section is treadmill running. So they're different sections. Most notably from this, the cardio actually covers the HIIT too. Peloton does have HIIT classes, but they're in the cardio section. And Peloton also, it looks like it doesn't have core, but it's actually under the strength section. So you have to filter out for the core, you have to filter out for the HIIT workouts. And then Peloton does not have a rowing section. And most notably the other way around, Apple Fitness Plus does not have a dedicated outdoor section. They do have this new thing called Time to Walk. So you can just listen to a famous person talk about stuff and share some of their favorite music, but it's not like trying to tell you to walk a certain way. It's not power walking or anything. It's just walk however you want to walk, and you just listen along, kind of like a podcast. And they also do not have a dedicated stretching or meditation section. They have the mindful cool down, which kind of combines both. And I felt like it was really lacking because you're doing a little bit of one, a little bit of the other, and it's just kind of dabbling. Whereas in the Peloton app, you get a dedicated section for each thing, and you can get deeper into both of those things versus just kind of skimming the surface. I definitely find that I use the meditation a bunch. I use that every single day, and they also have sleep meditation in there. You can filter out for that, and I use that pretty much every day. So I found that section to be really nice, and they also have a great stretching section. So I find I'm using the stretching section a lot as well. So I don't tend to use the Apple Fitness mindful cool down section nearly as much. And as far as categories, the one other thing that Peloton doesn't have as a separate category is dance, and that is also under cardio. They do have some dance classes, but not a whole dedicated section like the Apple Fitness Plus does. So that walks you through the main sections of each app. I'm going to walk down my list of pros and cons for each app but I have an overarching thought about each app. I feel like with the Apple Fitness Plus, it's more of a, you can dive in as a total beginner and find something, feel comfortable. There is a modified version, so usually there is one instructor and then two people behind in like a triangle formation. One of them is doing more advanced exercises and one of them is doing a modified version. So if you don't do any jumping, the modified person gives you options where you don't have to jump if you don't want something that's high impact. Also with the yoga, if you can't stretch and do the yoga poses, they have options with the yoga blocks so you don't have to like hurt yourself. You always get an easier option behind the main instructor. You always get that modified option, and the instructor will say if you need a modification, check with so-and-so. If you need a more advanced version, check with so-and-so. So you can really follow along, and it seems to be here to try to cover everybody with every class. So you can click on any class and find the easier version or the more difficult version. Whereas with Peloton app, I feel like it is geared towards athletes. It is, you have to show up, you have to really be there. They are professional coaches, they kick your butt, and they don't give it to you as softly, I feel like, as the Apple Fitness Plus does. I feel like with that one, you get some warm fuzzies, you get to feel like you're a little bit special. With the Peloton app, they are kicking your butt, you're there to work, and they remind you, you're here for 10 minutes, give it your best, give it your all. Nothing comes easy, all these really motivating things. And it depends on what type of person you are, what your personality is like, which one's gonna mesh with you better. I happen to like both. It really just depends on my mood, which one feels better to me in a particular day. I feel like the Apple Fitness Plus, I don't push myself as much because they're not like in your face trying to coach you hardcore. Whereas the Peloton app, I have really pushed myself further than I thought because of the way that they coach. And I think that's what's really almost magical about the Peloton app. That's why people gravitate so much towards it, because you work hard, you push yourself, and it just helps having that person really like push you into it. They are professional coaches. Same with the Apple Fitness Plus, they are professional coaches, but they just have a different lighter touch to it in the Apple Fitness Plus. And so that's the main huge overarching difference that I found with both programs. There are a lot of difference in the apps themselves. With the Apple Fitness Plus app, you do get achievements, but those are just through the activity section. When you go in, it's not under the actual Fitness Plus section, it's under the summary. You can see your awards, but they're not a big part of it. Whereas with the Peloton app, the achievements are a big part of what you're doing. You can go in under profile and achievements. There are achievements and badges and medals for freaking everything, just everything. You get milestones each category. So there's like a cycling milestone where you get a thing for your first ride, 10th ride, 25th ride, 50, 75, 100, and it goes all the way up to 5,000. Like I was calculating how many rides do you have to do a day to get to 5,000, and it's like many rides a day for years and years to get up to 5,000. So I may never hit a 5,000 for anything, but it's really motivating to be able to hit some of those milestones. I've hit the first one in a couple of categories, the 10th in a couple. So these achievements are really, really motivating to be able to see how many workouts you did. On the overview part of your page, you can just see how many workouts in each section that you've done. And I really, really like that. I like the calendar. You can see how many days you've worked out in the last month, and you get a weekly streak. It's the little blue check mark down the side of the calendar. And I really like that. I like the streak. There's a daily streak that goes up to 60 days. You get a little achievement for that, and they really, really gamify it. There's also challenges. Some of them change monthly, and then there's one for the year. And those are super motivating as well to see your progress. You can earn the little badges. They go bronze, silver, gold for a lot of them. So it's really, really motivating. I love everything that you get to keep track with. Whereas the Apple Fitness Plus, yeah, there are some awards that are in the summary section. You can get those awards without ever using the Apple Fitness Plus app. You can get them just by doing Apple work with your watch. You don't have to have the actual app or pay for the actual app to get their awards. So I've been getting some of both because I've been using the Peloton app. Between the two apps, as far as achievements and stuff, the Apple Fitness Plus totally lacks. The Peloton app totally wins in this regard. The Peloton app has the scheduling, they have all the calendar stuff, the workout breakdowns, the achievements. Apple Fitness Plus has none of that. It's like nothing. You have the categories and that's it. You get check marks. If you complete a workout, you do get a check box on the like thumbnail of each workout. You get that in both apps, but that's as far as the Apple Fitness Plus goes. They don't talk about streaks, they don't have a calendar, they don't keep track of your workout numbers, nothing. So in that regard, Peloton wins. Another thing that may depend on what you want. If you want full body workouts, just everything to be full body pretty much, the Apple Fitness Plus is the way to go. If you want to be able to do like upper body strength training or leg strength training or glute strength training, all the different categories, then you want the Peloton app. It breaks it down by body area. So you have a lot of upper body things, a lot of arms and shoulders, some chest, some glutes, things like that, where you can filter that through the filters. That actually brings me into talking about the filters. There are filters for both of the apps. They both have some similar filters, but I feel like the Apple Fitness Plus is lacking a little bit because all of their workouts are geared towards everybody. They don't have a beginner, intermediate, and advanced section. They don't have beginner, intermediate, advanced filtering options like they do with the Peloton app. As far as the filtering, this is what you can do for the Apple Fitness Plus. You can filter by trainer, so you can pick what trainer you like. You can filter by time. It's got 5, 10, 20, 30, and 45 minutes. And also by music type. Latest hits, Latin, throwback hits, top, country, pure dance, different sections. But that's it as far as filters. Peloton app has way more filter options, and it depends on what section you're in, what filters you're going to get. So for example, like in the strength section, you can filter by the ones you bookmarked. You can filter by taken by you or not taken by you. You can filter by length, which goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 45, and some other sections go up to like 90 minutes. And then class type, and you can see the strength. They have so many filtering options. They filter by warm up, body weight, full body, upper body, core, lower body, arms and light weights, strength for runners, resistance bands, barre, Pilates, and prenatal. So it's got a lot of different class types for strength, and there's very similar class type filters for every category. So you can really just pick what you want and concentrate on what area of the body or what type of exercise you want. You can also filter by the instructor, by music, by difficulty, which I think is really important. And then subtitles, English. Sometimes they have other subtitles as well. And then you also have this option to sort them by new, trending, popular, top rated, easiest, and hardest. And now with the Apple Fitness, you do have the option to sort, but it's not under the same button. You don't hit filter, you go sort, and then you can sort by recent, trainer, time, and music. So you get some filtering options. It's not as detailed or in-depth or specific as the Peloton filters, and that's where I think the Peloton app really shines, because a lot of times I just need an upper body workout if I'm doing strength training, so I will go in under upper body or arms and light weights, so it's just a lot of reps. That's a lot of arms and shoulders repetition, and that's really helpful to have those filters, whereas you're totally just getting full body workouts for the most part in the Apple Fitness Plus. There are a few just upper body workouts or just leg workouts, but it's hard to find them. Whereas with the Peloton app, you just filter it out and you get the option. So I find that the filters are so much better on the Peloton app, but a lot of people maybe don't need that many specific. The Apple Fitness Plus will totally cover a lot of people. A lot of people just want, they want a full body 20-minute workout and they can be done. Whereas some people want specific things, and I feel like the further I get into it, the more specific I want to be with certain things. So I find that the Peloton app works better for that. Now, one thing that the Peloton app has that the Apple Fitness Plus doesn't have is live classes. I haven't really done anything with that at all, but a lot of people really enjoy the live classes. So that's just something to consider. If you want something live, you definitely need to choose Peloton over Apple Fitness. One thing that the Apple Fitness Plus has that the Peloton app doesn't have is iPad integration with your Apple Watch. So I have not had too much trouble with my Apple Watch using my phone and the Peloton app, but other than that, you can't use your Apple Watch with the Peloton app. I have the app on my TV, doesn't connect to my watch. I have the app on my iPad, still doesn't connect to my watch. So if you want watch integration, you have to use your phone. There are some mirroring options that you can choose, but it's just kind of clunky, cumbersome. It doesn't always work right. And I find that you just have to use the phone if you're just using the app. Now, if you have a treadmill or if you have a Bike Plus, you can use your Apple Watch with those. You just like press it up to the screen and it syncs. But other than that, like, you're out of luck. You can't use this as your heart rate monitor if you're just using an iPad. So you have to use your phone. You have to get another heart rate monitor, or you have to just use your phone. And that's what I've been doing. I've been using my phone. I mirror it to our smart TV sometimes, but a lot of times I just use the phone because it's just so much easier. That's something that's been way better on the Apple Fitness Plus, is I can use the iPad and get a big screen that way. And I also really like when you're using the Apple Fitness Plus, this is something you don't get with the Peloton app. You can see all your stats and you see your ring on the screen. When you're using the Apple Fitness Plus app, You don't get that with the Peloton app. You can see your heart rate. If you're using your phone and you're synced to your Apple Watch, you can use your heart rate. But other than that, they don't show you your rings or anything up on the screen. So one thing that I didn't know was available, and it may not have been originally available when I did my Apple Fitness Plus review, it was like right at the beginning, so they may have updated it since then, or I may not have noticed that it was a thing. You can actually download the content to your phone. So you just have to go under add, and then you have to hit the cloud to actually download it. And then you have it on your phone. And the Peloton app has a way to do this too. You can preload things. The thing with the Peloton app, if you have these things preloaded on your phone, you still have to have internet to start them. And we actually were taking a walk one day and my power walk audio was done. So I wanted to repeat it and do it again, but we were in a place around here that I didn't actually have any service. So I could not start a new workout. Even though it was downloaded to my phone, it was not available because I didn't have internet to just start it. You have to have the internet to start it. So I'm unsure actually if you have to have internet to use the Apple Fitness Plus app, but you definitely have to have internet to start those preloaded classes on the Peloton app. The one biggest thing I've noticed between the apps that's kind of annoying, this will matter to some people, not matter to others, but the Apple Fitness Plus, when they're doing the workouts, they are mirrored. So you look at them and you just copy what they're doing. So if they're doing something on this side of their body, you are looking like you're looking in a mirror, you follow their moves, whatever side they're doing, and they will tell you like lift your left hand, and they're actually lifting their right hand, or the screen is mirrored. So it looks like they're lifting the same side of the body as you looking into a mirror. Whereas the Peloton app, they'll be like, okay, lift your left hand, and it looks like they're lifting their right hand because you're not mirrored. They're actually telling you the one that they're using, and so you're backwards from what you're seeing on the screen, which I'm not gonna lie, sometimes is confusing, and they change angles sometimes, so it's really hard to keep up when you're trying to like mirror what they're doing and then they move a different way, so then you're seeing them, and it's easier to not mirror. When they're straight on, it's easy to do backwards of what they're saying, but then when they're like showing from the side, it's really hard to follow along. You're like, okay, they say right, I'm gonna do right, but you're trying to follow along, you're not exactly mirroring them. So I found that to be a little bit cumbersome with the Peloton app. I have gotten used to it now. I'm like 60 days into it, so I'm totally used to it now. But at first, going from the Apple Fitness Plus, where you just exactly copy what they're doing, like you see them doing this, you do the same thing. The same way, same part of your body is moving that you see them moving on the screen. And the Peloton app is opposite. You're doing opposite of what you're seeing. So that part was a little bit hard at first. So it really depends on what you prefer. It's not a really big deal now, but in the beginning it was a little bit confusing and hard to follow along. Another thing that Peloton offers that Apple Fitness Plus does not offer is these things called programs and these things called collections. So I'm going to walk through each just a little bit. Under the classes, there's a thing called programs, and it is a multi-week program thing where you're just learning something. So I took the sleep meditation one, and it's 2 weeks, and they have a sleep meditation for every day. You go into it, and under week 1, there's day 1, day 2, day 3, and so on. And there's also programs for various things. There's Mastering the Cycling Basics. It's a 6-week program, so I think you use that when you first get one of the bikes. There's also a Welcome to Outdoor. It's 2 weeks worth of running a Crush Your Core thing, which is a 4 weeks core thing where there's core exercises for various days. And I find this really nice. I'm definitely going to be trying out the core and total strength. And when I ever get my Peloton bike, I'm totally going to do the intro to Peloton. It's just really helpful to have these programs already built in. It's kind of like you have your own personal trainer because you have that. And then there's also the collections, and some of these collections change. They add new collections from time to time. Like there's a Women's History Month. There was a Black History Month one that came up in February. And then there are a couple that change every once in a while. There's Peloton picks for running, your monthly strength stack. So obviously that one changes every month, but the Peloton picks sections, I think they change weekly. So it picks a couple of things new from the week. They have Peloton picks cycling, Peloton picks yoga, Peloton picks running. Those ones change from week to week. So you can see what's new, and they just pick like the best of the best and it highlights some things. There's also some other programs like pre and postnatal yoga. They also put all the Pilates classes under one. So far there are 20 classes. You can just click under some of these things, see the certain sections. There is artist series where they collaborate, like there's a Beyonce artist series, things like that. You really have a chance to see these different collections, go through the programs day by day, and you get just more options that way. It just breaks it down really nicely by these collections and these programs to give you just more options. And again, Apple Fitness Plus doesn't have anything. You have the categories, you have a couple of filters, and that's it. And that's what you got. It's really simplified and easy to manage. I feel like for a total beginner, it was a great spot for me to start with, but I definitely felt like it was lacking. I really wanted just a beginner section for a lot of things. They have something called an absolute beginner section, and at the time I took it, there was like 2 classes per thing, and that was it. They have since added more, but it's still a very, very small section. Whereas if you're looking at the beginner, like the beginner Peloton rides, there's hundreds of them. Like you could take a beginner class and be a beginner for like 200 times. That could cover you probably for a year, unless you took one every day. So you just get so much more content and so many more options with the Peloton app. I feel like when comparing the two, the Apple Fitness Plus is just like a grab and go. You click your button and you just go. With the Peloton app, it's very specific. There's lots of bells and whistles. It took me a while to navigate and be able to find things on the app because it is so robust and it is such a vast library of content. So I think you're getting a lot for your money. The Peloton app costs $12.99 per month versus the Apple Fitness Plus, which is $9.99 a month. Or if you sign up for the year, it breaks down to like $6.67 per month. But it's just such a bigger library right now because it is years and years old. So I feel like you get a lot more for your money, although you do have to spend more money for it. And if you do buy the bike or the treadmill, in order to get the app to work with your bike or your treadmill, the app changes from the $12.99 per month to $39.99 per month, which is a total crazy ripoff. I cannot believe it's not cheaper for the people who bought the machines. That's one of my big hangups so far with going ahead and purchasing the Peloton bike, is because it changes my app subscription from being really cheap and really affordable to being substantial. You know, $40 a month, to me, that's substantial. It's just, that's a lot of money. If you want the app to work with your bike, it changes the price significantly. So that's a downside to the Peloton app. If you plan on getting the bike or the treadmill, the app is very expensive, I feel like. But again, if you're looking at cycling classes or you're looking at a gym membership, $40 a month isn't that bad. So you really have to put it in perspective in that way. But comparing the two apps, I feel like if you can only pick one and you're a complete new beginner, if you can only pick one and you have a very tight budget, sign up for the yearly. It's $6.67 a month. The Apple Fitness Plus will totally get the job done. You'll still get a good workout in. And especially if you're a beginner, it gives you a lot to go with for a long, long time before you're going to outgrow the app. So I feel like that is definitely my recommendation if you are on a tighter budget, if you're a beginner, if you want something that's easy and kind of mindless. I say Apple Fitness Plus all the way. If you can spend a little bit more every month, or the money part of it doesn't matter, if you want to basically have everything, I would say pick the Peloton app. It gives you a lot more choices, a lot more filtering options, a lot more content, and I think you would be happy with just that one. Now, I picked both because I really like the yoga and the HIIT from the Apple Fitness Plus, whereas I find that I don't enjoy the yoga as much in the Peloton app. It's just, I don't know, not as aesthetically pleasing, not as relaxing, not as like chill and calm vibes as I'm getting from the Apple Fitness app. I feel like they talk a lot and it's more like they're micromanaging every move, and I don't know, I wasn't finding it relaxing and I didn't enjoy it as much. I still take some of them from time to time, but not to the extent I take the Apple ones. So I'm really just enjoying the Apple ones so much better. And to me, it was worth the $6.67 a month to just get that, even if I didn't do their HIIT. I totally would buy it just for the yoga because I like the yoga so much. But that's basically it. That's walking you through both apps. Both have a lot to offer. Both are great. You can't go wrong either way, honestly. I feel like my recommendation for anybody is to try both. You have a 30-day free trial for both, so might as well do what I did and just try both and decide from there. Anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. Maybe it'll help make a decision for you if you're choosing between both apps. It gives you like the rundown of both apps. So that's it. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.